Hello everybody, welcome back to the Awesome Nerd Show. Today we're doing some Marvel Legends. This time I'm just kind of throwing a couple of new figures here together that don't belong in any waves, but I think they all look super cool. So in this wave we got the Walgreens exclusive Silver Surfer, also known as like the Obsidian Surfer or whatever, but he's really dark silver color. He comes with Thor's hammer, which is awesome. Then we've got the Thanos Infinity Gauntlet pack, so we get Thanos in his like what I'd say like iconic like classic looking comic outfit, comes with some Infinity Gauntlet hands, and then he also comes with the King Thanos head, which we can turn him into King Thanos, which fits perfectly with the Silver Surfer, so those two go together really nice. And then we get the fan channel Firestar that I think looks really cool. Looks straight out of like the old classic comics. Of course, she was on Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, so it looks like she's directly out of that, which is really cool. And she comes with Miss Lion, the little dog there, which is awesome. So I'm excited to check out all these figures and have them all here together because I think each of them looks awesome in their own individual way. So let me open them and we'll check them out together. And so we're starting off with Silver Surfer, or Obsidian Silver Surfer as he was labeled on the box. And this looks really awesome. So just your standard Silver Surfer, just all dark this time. So he's very dark, like metallic or gunmetal color, just very awesome looking, I think, since he is much darker. So he's sometimes considered like dark Silver Surfer or black Silver Surfer, but like I said, the box labeled him as Obsidian Silver Surfer. But with his different look and the accessories he comes with, I was like, oh, this must be something different. So I looked it up, and it seems like this could be from the King Thanos storyline, where he comes back as the Fallen One, considered to be the last Thor ever, so that's why he's wielding Mjolnir, and he's become the much darker color. But this just looks awesome overall, just like the way he looks and everything, just the paint color they chose and everything just looks awesome for Silver Surfer. So obviously he's just all one solid color, so there's not really much to look at or anything, but he was born Norn Rad on planet Zinla, and he's most famous for being the Herald of Galactus. So Galactus transformed him into this look where he's all silver and gave him the cosmic powers, and so he kind of just goes around planet to planet finding places for Galactus to destroy, and he did this to spare his own planet from being destroyed. So as I said, the figure just looks awesome. I love the color they chose and everything. It's just all perfect in my opinion, but first movements, his head can twist all the way around. He can look down and look up, so really good movements there in the neck. He can look really far up. His shoulders can come up to over 90 degrees there and has the butterfly joint, and then they can rotate around. Of course, the stupid butterfly's in the way. We have the bicep twist, the double elbow joint that bends up that far, and then the wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. We have ab crunch right there, crunch forward and back, so pretty decent movements back and forth there, and then twist all the way around right at the waist. Hips come up 90 degrees there, out to the side that far. He's pretty close to doing the splits. Thigh twist all the way around, double knee joint that bends up that far in the back, shin twist right there, so right in the shin, and then the foot flexes back and forth and can twist side to side. So this has the great figure body where it's got a lot more movements and joints and everything into it, so it has a lot more flexibility, and it's the real skinny body, so I believe like from Spider-Man and stuff, so he's just a really great figure. So he comes with some accessories, so he's got 2 fist hands since he has 2 grip hands already. He comes with 2 additional fist hands, and it is Silver Surfer, so he's got to come with his cosmic surfboard as well, and it's the same color as him, so you can see the color does match in there. So he's got the long surfboard with the foot peg on it, so you can take and pop his foot onto it. So there now he can be surfing on the surfboard, so that's really cool that he comes with that as well. As I mentioned, when becoming a Herald of Galactus, he got the cosmic powers, so we get some of his power manipulation here. So we get some things that just go onto his fist. Obviously, if we have the fist hands on, they'll stick on a lot better, but you can take and put these on his hands, so I like the purple little flames there that can stick on his hands. I think that looks really cool. That's also, but like I said, would be much better if we had the fist on. And as mentioned earlier, in this form, he's considered the final Thor, so he also comes with Mjolnir here, so we have the Thor's hammer. So it says, whoever shall hold this hammer, if he shall be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor. So that's what makes him the final Thor. So we got the Mjolnir here, so we can take and stick this into his hands as well. So there I got Silver Surfer holding Mjolnir and got the cosmic powers there on his hands, so he's ready to surf in and fight with King Thanos to try and take him down before he controls the universe. And speaking of, we have Thanos here, and this looks awesome. I just love the look of this Thanos. To me, it's like the classic iconic comic version of Thanos. Like when I picture Thanos, this is what I picture. So he looks awesome in this figure. I just absolutely love it. And so with Thanos, you pretty much know his backstory, like especially if you've seen like the MCU movies, there's not a whole lot of difference there, just a little bit of tweaks in the comics. You know, he gathers the Infinity Stones, wants to kill half of the universe and ends up getting it, does the snap, kills him, but has a big fight with a bunch of characters, very similar to the movie, just a lot more characters throughout the comic universes, but there's not a whole lot of difference compared to that. But this just looks so awesome in the blue, and I like how it's got like a darker blue, but has some highlights, which I don't know if you can see them, but like has highlights on his chest, on the top of his thighs, right there on his biceps. So just some highlights of lighter blue in there, and then the gold detailing, so he has the gold color around his neck, of course the like helmet piece here, so like the gold like eyebrows and stuff looking there, and I like his bright blue eyes, and then like his open mouth there looks awesome. Gold going down the center to his belt where he has a little bit of skirting with gold on it, gold gloves that look very much like the Infinity Gauntlets, and the gold boots on his feet that have really weird designs. I think they're very squarish, but I think they look cool as well. So this is just an awesome looking figure. So for his movements, those head there can twist all the way around. He can look down just barely any and then up a little bit. It's not a whole lot of range in the neck. Shoulders come up to 90 degrees and can rotate all the way around. We get the bicep twist. It's real stiff in there, bicep twist. The single elbow joint that barely has any movement, just a little bit back and forth there just because he's so thick we don't get a lot of range. And then the wrist can twist around and flex back and forth, again real stiff again. We get the ab crunch right there, so crunch forward and back, again just a little bit back and forth, twist all the way around at the waist. Hips come up a little bit there, probably for 45 degrees, out to the side a little, thigh twist all the way around, double knee joint that bends up that far in the back, so not too bad for a big figure. And then the foot can flex back and forth, but it is real stiff on this figure. It's really tough to get his feet to move, but just look awesome with his big gold boots there. But with this being Thanos and of course his involvement with the Infinity Stones, we do get some additional hands with the Infinity Stones in it. So we have just like an open like grip hand, like he's going to be choking somebody, and you can see all the Infinity Stones there on his hands, which when reading about this, that all the Infinity Stones don't match like their colors from the movie. So it's like, why did they have to vary them up or anything? But I do think there may have been a storyline where they kind of like reordered the stones or something, probably to fit along with the MCU. But I still think it looks very nice and colorful there with all the stones. And then we get a snapping hand, which of course is really cool to me. But we got a snapping hand here as well with all the Infinity Stones on it. So let's go ahead and replace this out. There we got Thanos about ready to snap and get rid of half the people in all the universe. But what's really cool about this figure and going along, especially with that Silver Surfer we have, is that we also get the head for King Thanos. So King Thanos is an older version of Thanos and is from the Thanos comic in the storyline where, you know, over the years he was never defeated and he just got more powerful as time went on and kept defeating all the superheroes throughout the universe. So he just grew old and more powerful, but was still looking for a love of Lady Death. So he did a whole thing where he brought his younger self, Thanos, into the future, and one of them was going to die so they could be with Death and then still have a Thanos existing in this time period. But that was when Silver Surfer flew in and fought with both of them and almost defeated them until he got distracted, I believe, by Hulk or something, and King Thanos ended up killing Silver Surfer. But it's awesome with that, so we can go and switch this head out for the King Thanos. So there we have King Thanos now, and that just looks awesome. Still same outfit and everything, just that different head with a much older looking face. And what's really cool about this is that the box came with a little background piece here that's like Thanos' floating throne out in space and everything. So you can just kind of stick him up there, so it's kind of, you know, try to look like he's sitting or standing in his chair. And what's awesome about this picture as well is I noticed that it has like all these planets in the background and they all match the colors of the Infinity Stones. So we have a yellow, purple right there, blue, orange, red there in the background, and a little bit of green right there at the top. So that's awesome that they included those. But it's just a nice little diorama type thing if you want to have this to put Thanos in front of and everything. But as I mentioned in the comic storyline, the Silver Surfer came in to try and beat up Thanos. So we have the Silver Surfer here that can go along with it. So I think those fit together pretty well. But like I said, though, unfortunately, Silver Surfer died in the end. So it's kind of a sad story, but still awesome to have those two figures together. And then our final figure is a Firestar. And this is Alicia Jones. And she developed her mutant powers where she could generate heat. And once she got those powers, she was picked up by Emma Frost. She was also pursued by Professor Xavier, but Emma Frost got there first and brought her to her version of Xavier School, but kind of like more for villains and everything, and was trying to use her powers to be able to kill off Selena. But eventually Firestar learned of Emma trying to use her powers, and so she turned against her and went out on her own and eventually joined up with the New Warriors. But as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, with her look and everything, she looks very classic. That's because she kind of became like famous and everything for being on Spider-Man and His Amazing Friend cartoon back in the day. So it was an old cartoon where it's Spider-Man, Iceman, and Firestar were kind of like the three big main characters, a bunch of other superheroes and villains and everything in the show. But that's why to me her outfit looks so old and everything looks like straight out like the 70s or 80s or whenever that show was on. But I think she looks awesome, very basic, but just the way it's designed, I think they did a really good job. So of course there's a look at her face. So she's got the red hair, it's all kind of flowy up and out to the side, so it's like she's using her powers in this form. And then she's got these big eye coverings here, but look like big giant wing glasses or something, but I assume it's just her mask, bright red lipstick. But then she's got the bright yellow spandex outfit on. I like the color up there around their neck, but she's mostly all yellow. And then like around at her hand, she has the transition in the gloves, but you can see it's red, has some orange, and then transitions into the yellow of her suit. So it's very awesome, that cool color transition that I think looks really good. So that's one thing they could have messed up, but I think it looks good, and it's there on both hands and right at the top of her feet as well. But other than that, she's very basic, you know, not a whole lot to her, very basic in colors and design and everything, so not a whole lot. But for her movements, her head can twist around, but of course with her hair like it is, it gets caught on the collar and her head keeps falling off and everything. But she can twist side to side there, and then she can look that far down, which is pretty good, and pretty much just up where it's at just because the hair hits the back. Her arms come up to 90 degrees and can rotate around. We've got the single elbow joint that bends up to 90 degrees there and has the rotation. We get the wrist that twists around and flex back and forth. She has the ab crunch right in there that can crunch back and forth there and can twist all the way around. Hips come up 90 degrees degrees out to the side that far, thigh twist all the way around, double knee joint that bends up that far in the back, and then the foot can flex back and forth and twist side to side. So she's your basic female Marvel Legends. So she has the thinner legs, and so her legs are a little bit weak and she tends to fall over, so you have to try and get her legs worked around there to be able to stand up. But she comes with some additional accessories, so we got some additional hands. So we get what I call like the magic hand, and then a fist hand since she already has a fist, and then just like an open power hand there. She comes with an additional head, so one without her hair going all crazy, so I think I would like this one maybe a little bit more, but it's nice face, nice hair there with all red. Of course I like the darker red streaks in there, and of course the big glasses, a little bit different design. So this could be a more modern, or could be a little older, some just a little bit difference there, so I think I do want to switch the head out. So I don't think that looks too bad at all. Of course she does have the two hair strands coming down to the front, so that gets in the way with the color. So currently I have them sitting on top, so it's pushing like the color down, which isn't too bad, but it definitely impedes your movements of the head and everything. But I think the head looks really nice. So for me, it's just going to be switching out of whether you want her like using her powers up and they're flying and stuff, so you get the hair with the hair blowing around, or if she's just going to be like on the ground in normal position stuff, so you can just have the normal laying flat hair. And to show some of her powers, which is the ability to convert Earth's electromagnetic energy fields into a microwave radiation emissions that allows her to generate heat into flying. We do get some flame effects that can wrap around her hands, so we can just take, obviously as usual, we've had these multiple times before, just take and completely wrap them all the way around her hand. So it looks like she's using some flame effect powers there coming out of her hands and everything. That I think is pretty cool. And of course she can shoot out like fire blast and all sorts of fun stuff like that, so that is pretty awesome. And finally, along with her, we get Miss Lion, which is a little white dog, which looks really cute. Nice fluffy looking dog with the hair all hanging down there, and then I like how on the ears has the two little bows and everything. But Miss Lion is the dog of Angelica, but in like the old cartoons and stuff, Angelica, with her being a superhero, wasn't able to always be around to take care of Miss Lion, so she ended up giving Miss Lion to Aunt May Parker. And of course their story where they become like the pet Avengers, and she becomes one of the Avengers and has powers and stuff, so that's kind of fun too. So it's awesome that we got Miss Lion to go along with her. So that's gonna be it for my little thrown together wave here of new Marvel Legends figure, where we got the Walgreens exclusive Silver Surfer, or Obsidian Surfer as he's called, the new Thanos figure with the King Thanos accessories, and then the Firestar, which I think all three are very great looking figures. I think they all look awesome, and I really enjoyed the look of each of these. But let me know what you thought of these figures down in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed my review, please leave a thumbs up for me. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you stay awesome out there, and if you want to see more videos, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in our next review.